shake it off. And so that's kind of what I was thinking about with these labels is we get labeled something. Okay, so here's an example. I put an example. Have you ever missed a shot, like in basketball?
Oh, man, many.
Like, you know, when you're in the fast break and you're the only one at the other end and everybody's watching you, your heart's pounding, you're just rushing down there, and then you miss the shot.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that countless times.
Oh, man.
And it's so embarrassing. And then especially if there is a defender that's lagging a little bit and then they get the rebound, you know? So
You have the perfect opportunity and just,
you just spoil it. Yeah, exactly.
Been there.
Well, so when you do that, then you play the rest of the game or the next few plays, and you just like, you know, sometimes it's hard to shake it off.
100%.
You know, you're like, I messed up. I didn't do good. And there's two levels that it could do. It could do like, it can be like you're blaming yourself and just, I was so dumb, you know, or this is more common, I think, is it causes fear.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pass me the ball.
Yeah.
Because I'll mess it up, and I don't want to do that again because I'm so embarrassing. So what happens is we can get labels. We all make mistakes, and so I thought of a few things when I wrote this. I was thinking, you know, have you ever made the mistake like where maybe you cut somebody off, and of course in the podcast I encourage that because we you know, cutting each other off so we can keep it rolling. But in a conversation or something, or somebody's telling you something, you cut somebody off, and you think about it later like, why did I do that? And then if you do that and somebody notices and they could label you as you're not a good listener, or you could just label yourself even like, oh man, I messed up, I'm not a good listener. Or have you ever been late, you know, and then now you have this label of being late.
I got the Critcher label.
The Critcher and late label.
You know, but I've done pretty good at, you know, not being late. So I was like, I'm not going to let that label me.
It's funny because today, just before the podcast, you were on time. But I heard you running up the stairs. I was like, don't worry, I just got here.
I was trying to be here 5 minutes early, and it just, oh, man. But
yeah, so being able to shake it off. Yeah. And here's the thing, the secret. We're going to reveal a secret on the podcast today.
Here we go. Everyone listen. This will be good.
When somebody labels you something, rarely is it the general consensus. Somebody might label you something, you think everybody thinks that. Yeah. And sometimes it's just that one person thinks that.
It may not even be a person. It might be just yourself that thinks that.
Yeah, and
you think, oh, the whole world is thinking this, and no one even know. You know.
Yeah. You ever see somebody whispering across the across the room?
They're talking about me. Yeah. They're putting a label on me right now.
Yeah, you can become self-conscious because of. Either, like you said, it could be somebody saying something about you, but you could be self-imposed. Yeah. It can be a label that you're like, because we know ourselves better than anybody, so we know when we are not on the cutting edge. We know that when we're not on point, and so that we can feel that guilt. Yeah. And you know, the world talks about the law of attraction, and I have a theory about that, but not to get sidetracked, but I think that it's kind of like, and we have this about self-fulfilling, but it's kind of like you step into it because you're thinking that way, you know? And so you're thinking of that label like, well, I'm always late anyway. I'll just be late.
Oh man, it's so true. It just, no, that's such an important point. Yeah. Is being quick to shake it off. I mean, this even goes with, you know, of course I've had the basketball experience many times, and it looks worse because I'm, you know, 6'3", and everyone thinks, oh, he's going to be so good.
And he's going to dunk it.
Oh man. So disappointed. They're like, no, we're not picking him next time. But, you know, even with, you know, music, I've had it happen where I messed up on a song, and at that point, and you have to keep going. It's like, ooh, you know, and then it can get to where, you know, you're like, people know. And of course, we're not doing it for people. That's, you know, but still, there's the human element. That's oh man, I messed up. But, you know, you have to choose. Like, am I going to let that hold me back from, you know? And I've learned from playing, you know, the drums. you know, I've messed up many times. I still mess up, but it's like you said, you just have to shake it off.
Yeah,
you
to
just
shake
like,
it off,
you know,
yeah.
it's not who I am. It's just, you know, I made a mistake, and
Yeah.
people might have noticed. I mean, that's okay, but I'm
Yeah.
going to do better and practice harder on that part.
That's
or
a good
whatever.
example,
So,
because I've been in that same position where I was thinking about it. Like, you could be like excited, you know, for, you know, Sunday night service, you see the set list or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is we're a jam tonight. And if you mess up in the first song,
oh man,
if you're not careful, it can ruin your night.
oh yeah,
There goes all your enthusiasm for the night.
yeah.
And then you don't play as well. You're pulled back on your fills, and
Yeah.
you know, because you can't shake it off.
Yeah, don't let the mistakes define you.
Yes,
you know, define
exactly.
who you are. So,
Yeah, don't let the mistakes be
The label.
your label.
Mhm.
Yeah.